Hey everybody, welcome to the first edition of our Be Brave readings from reader or listener submitted emails. We had two very brave young ladies submit this week. Maybe not young, but I'm trying to be super nice to everybody. Anyways, our first submission is from an avid listener of Loving the Strange, our podcast, Dee Harris, and I love Dee. And it says, "Hey Carrie, so my be brave moment this week is me going to see my mom ring the bell. I don't like hospitals at all, but I know she wanted me there, so I faced my fears and went for her. I had to ask Carrie what ringing the bell meant because I thought something else. But apparently that's what happens when you finish up your chemotherapy treatments for cancer." And Dee was even, after facing her fears, was so excited she made a video of her mom ringing the bell and posted it online. Our second submission is from Tez Miller. Probably a lot of us are uncomfortable with the word brave.
Baby, make sure you read the trigger warning.
Oh, content warning, depression.
Thank you.
Thank you. Probably a lot of us are uncomfortable with the word brave and that we can't connect it to ourselves. But mentioning the word try feels more relatable. So what have I been brave enough to try? We've been discussing it for months, but I finally was brave enough to commit to trying a different antidepressant medication. I've been on the same med for over 15 years. In the past month, I made my decision with the help and support of my general practitioner, which I think is physician in the US language, and my psychiatrist. But you don't stop and start a new med immediately. It's gradual. Lowering your current dose slowly, then having a 3-day washout of no med, then starting the new med. Because I was on the highest dose, the change has been gradual. 1 week down to 150 milligrams from 200, then 1 week on 100, 1 week on 50, then the 3 days of nothing. At the time of writing, I'm currently 5 days into my new bed. My general practitioner has started me off on a non-therapeutic dose, so my brain and body can adjust to it. I have an appointment next week, so we'll decide when it's safe to try a higher dose. Getting medical help is a necessity, and thus it may not seem brave, but I think a lot of us fear change. Mainly, I was afraid of going unmedicated, which I hadn't been for years. I was afraid of possible side effects of the new med. Did I mention that this change has happened this year during a pandemic with local lockdowns in a reasonably well-off country, but where the vaccination rate is nowhere near as high as it should be? I can deal with lockdowns personally with no problem, but dealing with everyone else's reactions to lockdowns is what negatively affects my mental health. The past month has not been easy. My general practitioner says the technical term is discontinuation effects. Some days I don't bathe or shower or get changed into my PJs. I'm extra sensitive to light and sound. I get headaches, some extra crying. I think of this all as an extended depressive episode. It sucks sometimes, but it could be so much worse. There were some possible discontinuation effects or side effects that I feared could happen, but I've been so fortunate that they haven't. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst is a motto I can relate to. I'm generally quite the opposite of brave, but in all fairness, I've been brave enough to try to make a positive difference in this case. Of course, my privileges, such as my country and my family, have afforded me the opportunity. But if we have opportunities, maybe we can be brave enough to at least consider trying something different in the hopes of a more positive outcome. Tez Miller. You know what? You wanted me to say something about why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of summed it up. If we have the opportunity, maybe we can be brave enough to at least consider trying something different in the hopes of a more positive outcome. Isn't that what you would like to get people to do? To train them to get outside of their box in their world, and to take that chance and be brave, possibly better theirs or somebody else's life?
Yeah, to celebrate themselves and each other.
So if you like this video at all, please like it, share it, join our
Be Brave community.
Be Brave community.
Yeah.
And please send us some brave submittals. Those first two were very powerful.
So powerful.
and just wonderful to start us off on. Thank you so much, Dee Harris and Tez Miller.
You made me cry.
Yes.